Okay, everybody, welcome to another backtesting video. Today we are going to go over my A+ entry checklist that you can see on the screen now. We are going to use a multitude of entry patterns using AMD, breakers, breakaway gaps, fair value gaps, volume imbalances, inversion fair value gaps. We're just going to take the first one that we do see in line with my directional bias, maybe some continuation trades as well. Now for this, we're going to be using the macro windows only. 4 hour is for direction only. We want to be below midnight if we're going to take buys, below the 8:30 for buys. That would be an extreme discount. And if we're above them, that's an extreme premium. Let's get into it. We will also use ES for SMT. So here is what we did before. Someone called me, so we're going to redo it. And all we're going to do is put 2024, 2023, 2022, and 2021. This will just make it fair. It will choose a random year for us to go and backtest. I don't want any cheating. Okay, so it looks like we're going to go back to 2022. Now we need to go and see, well, what month are we going to choose? So we got 12 months, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, this makes it really fair. I don't want any cheating. The 2022, and we're going to June, I think. Yeah. June 2022, let's head on over to FX replay. You can see I use this all the time to test all my systems. Create a session. The pair is going to be NQ for the executions and ES for divergence. There we go. Account balance doesn't really matter because we're not going to be using this system software. We're just going to be executing and calculating it on my calculator. So we've got June. Start on the 1st. Okay, till the 30th. This is going to be called YouTube Backtest. I did one on my old channel not long ago, but I got hacked. So I'm about to create a new system, a new channel. Sorry. Let's get into it. So we'll just go to next day. Here we go. I've set it up so it should be. Okay, it's glitched out a little bit. So we'll go next day again. Okay. So this looks like it's working now. So the first thing we need to do to assess the bias is mark out the previous 4-hour candles high and low. If we sweep the high, we're going to look to take buying positions. If we sweep the high, we're going to look to take selling positions. Now, if both the low and high are taken, we go with the most recent to be swept. So in this instance, we're buying. We also have this gap here, which looks like a new week opening gap. Where is some selling pressure? So I like to mark out the closest bullish and the closest bearish, right? We don't want to be buying into bearish gaps. Okay. So we see here, we're in London session. It is the 3:45 till 4:15 macro. So of course, instantly we're going to look to buy. Now, before we do this, we're going to mark out the midnight opening range candle, which is from New York time at the start of the day. See 000, mark the open. Actually, that was the close. The open is here. We mark this as it acts as an area to find out if we're in premium or discount, and you can actually use it for support. We see price likes to react multiple times off these levels. So what do we see? Well, first of all, I'm seeing some displacement above a short-term high here. Looks a little bit choppy. We do have an AMD that does need to return back to. So I'm just going to press play. There's nothing I can really engage with just yet. Okay. So we should really push up from this bullish gap if we do have bullish order flow. Okay. So it got inversed. Very choppy. I think it's 4 o'clock. Yeah, we should have some volatility now. Okay. So this is interesting. At 4 o'clock, we've displaced through a short-term low. We are bullish. I think I'm going to give this a chance. This inversion here, I quite like the displacement. 10 points will make it risk-free at 1-to-1. Okay, so we just took the short-term high here. The stop loss would be moved to here. Where's 1-to-1? Okay, so we just secured a 0.5. So I don't really trade inversions unless it's at the bottom of price action. So 0.5R here, secured. The final TP for me, 1-to-2. Well, this protected high here. It is in a gap, so I'm just going to place it bang on 1-to-2. I see some imbalances here inside a gap. So let's see. Okay, smashed. So in this instance, we've took a reversal in line with where we thought price action was going. We've got the 4-hour sweep. Let's just calculate this. So 1.5 in total, because we secured half at 1-to-1. The rest was at 1-to-2. So 1.5R in total. The first trades. Now let's go to the next session. So we're going to calculate this on my phone, actually. Instantly, we got 10 a.m. news and we got 8:30 news. So let's go to the macro. If we have 8:30 news, we can trade the pre-market open session, which is 8:50 New York time until 9:10. Okay, so the low, well, this gap's being filled, but we've swept the 4-hour low. The gap is still in this whole range, actually. It looks like this. So we're still bullish. I might take some form of continuation if the market is looking like it wants to continue. Okay. Data low has been taken. Okay, I like this. This can inverse here. I will take a continuation trade. Taking these lows. I'll give it a shot. 20 points here. Okay. As soon as this low does get taken, I'm going to make this risk-free. And because it's continuation, we will secure full position at a 1.5. Okay. So we secured a break even here. I can't hold through that. So second position gave us a break even. I'll take that. Maybe we can get a buy now because we are bullish. We've just accumulated any SMT now. This is not something I would particularly engage with. This looks a little better. We're going to go to the next session here just because it's a little bit too choppy. When I don't have full conviction in the bias, I just leave price alone. What's the point? We've got the whole however many years you want to be trading to find good setups. So I did forget that we need to mark out the 8:30 candle, which is here. The opening range of the 8:30. There we go. So we're beneath both. So we're in the discount. Should really be looking to buy, but I do take continuation trades as well. See, there's a nice displacement. No reason to not take this. Okay, so 9:45. So we need to be cautious here. We do have 10 o'clock news, so I'm just going to approach it with a little bit more caution and anticipate higher or lower prices. I can never predict that, but okay. So we are seeing some strong volume. We have displaced this gap. I don't like it personally. I want to see price take this low again. Okay. If we can get some strong volume breaking through this gap, I will be interested in taking it. Not what I'm looking for. I think we're just going to wait here for the news to come out. Just not really moving the way we want it to move for some long positions, even though it does look nice, the strength. We maintained holding above here with good strength, just not what we can enter. So we've got 3 minutes now. We're just going to wait for the news to come out. So this is the 10 a.m. news. I'm interested in selling back down. We're going to leave this one. Only because price is still in a 4-hour gap. We've just recently closed as well. Readjusting our levels, we have a high here and a low here. I did miss this trade here. Okay, we're going to come to the next macro. So we've got some displacement. We want to see either a BPR here. We've got AMD. I will take this if it can give me a BPR in this gap. Looks like it wants us to keep going down. Why do we want to keep going down? We'll try it. So this short-term low, we're going to make it risk-free. Yeah, so we're risk-free. Reason being, we just inversed this gap, but also rejecting this gap. So I think we can at least come back down to this accumulation. Got accumulation here. We've seen that price has done the manipulation as anticipating that we are going to distribute back lower. That's the thought process. We have to be risk-free at this level though. Okay. So break even. Full target would have been hit as well. So that's 2 break-evens here. Yeah, 2 break-evens in a row. But we still got time. The macro is still open. Okay, momentum is looking very, very bearish here. Okay, we're just going to go now to the next silver bullet. Well, not the next silver bullet. It's actually the next macro for me. I'm seeing AMD. We have the accumulation. I'm interested in going long. Don't give me any clean price action here. 4 o'clock volatility. AMD, we really need to break out of this. No trades for the rest of the day. What we got? We're at 1.5 on that first day. So let's go to the next day open here. Could have been a little bit higher in percentage. Just a lot of trades I didn't really like. So I agree with it. Okay, so midnight is beneath us. So we are in a premium. So we do want to sell, or we have at least one reason to sell. The second reason is we've swept the 4-hour high. 4-hour low is still intact. We've previously just inversed this small gap as well, which is bullish. In terms of selling gaps, we don't have any until this region. I do also use new day opening gaps, new week opening gaps. Today, we're not really going to be focused on that. Okay, so we do have SMT with ES. Which ended up failing anyway, but we've broken out with strong volume here. Wow. Okay. So in these instances, you have to ask yourself, do you really want to go against the volume here? Okay. I quite like this. We have took the short-term low to displace, but we're not in a gap. So I'm going to give this a chance. I don't really like that we took the low though. I'd rather this be nice and clean and strong displacement. So even if it works, we're not interested. So that's a good decision here. Nothing for us in London today. Let's go to the next macro. Okay. The first things first, where is the 8:30 candle? It is here. See, the open was here. And you can see multiple times how well price does bounce above and below this 8:30 candle. Very similar to the midnight. We see that midnight is all the way down here. So light years away. I don't mind selling back down to this. In terms of price action on the 1 minute, we do have SMT with this high and which one? Yeah, so we've made a high and ES has taken it, but NQ has made a lower high. So I'm not interested in the SMT. To me, it's the weak version. I follow ES. So if ES is swept, it tends to fake out normally. Okay, but we are in an inversion here. So do we just enter? We've swept this inside a gap. Yeah, I'm going to give this a chance. Now the weak SMT is valid. Okay. So in terms of my stop losses, I'm always using 20 points maximum. So as long as it covers the gap, we still have enough range. Okay. So we secure 1 to 2 here. That's another 1.5 R. So we're in total 4 R. If you hold your trades, I like to secure at a 1-to-1, 50%. Then I'm letting the rest run. So let's go to the next day. As soon as we've got a full win, we're done. So next day now. Apart from London. Okay. So what do we see? Let's first delete everything. It looks like we returned back to the midnight here. Okay. Midnight. So we're right around the midnight range. Interesting. We see we delivered from this bearish gap, displacing through a previous bullish gap, which has left us right around this region here into a bullish gap. We haven't taken the 4-hour low. So I can see lower prices here. We've swept the high. Okay. So I do like sells. Not opposed to continuing either. It's just a bit too choppy for me. We have displaced a singular gap, so we're not going to take this. Ooh. Look at the touch of midnight. That is interesting. I would very much like taking it, but we've taken the high already. So hopefully price can push higher and then drop back down. And we're not breaking this range. London consolidating. We should see some nicer movements for the AM macro. So right now we're clearly bouncing and rejecting midnight again. Okay. So we need to see, well, where is the 8:30 candle? It's here. So 8:30 is beneath us and we're right around midnight. So we could be in a very discounted premium. We haven't swept the low, but we've touched the high. So I need to buy here. Let's see if we get a entry. This is actually an entry, but we're a minute late. See how price has left an imbalance here. Okay, we'll get another one. I'm seeing a BPR. I'm going to give this a chance. Okay, so we just got worked in there off that 50. 10 points just above the FVG. Full target right around midnight. So I'm going to be getting out full for 2.13. 0.5 would be already secured. Okay. So full position there, another 2.1, meaning we got another 1.55 the way I take partials. So we're actually up 6R right now. 1.55, which has left us with a 4.5x on our money because I like to secure partials. Don't know about you guys. Reasoning behind this trade, I've seen a BPR, which is a balanced price range. We see that price has inversed a gap and left a bearish gap inside it. So I like taking it. We just swept the 4-hour high here, this yellow candle. In terms of ES, we are making a triple top. We also, I've seen this as a bit of accumulation. So AMD, I'm out. Let's go to the next day. So how many positions is that now? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll do bear in mind, it's not always wins. Sometimes I take 8 losses in a row. So do always remember that. These results, it's just a small period of time, right? Sometimes you're getting decimated. Just use risk management and you get these winning days. So opening was here. But if you've made it to this far in the video and you do like this, I'm going to keep posting every single day. We're going to be doing one backtesting video a week. So do make sure you follow and subscribe, whatever else they say on YouTube. Okay, so we're going to build a good following here, actually providing value. And we're also going to do live streams. So not only you can see me in backtesting, we can see how I can perform in the real session as well. Okay, so we swept the low inside a bullish gap. This is very bullish to me. If we can stay beneath this bearish gap, we've got a clear range to look to buy. So we are currently using the midnight as support here, dipping into this fair value gap. If it does come back to the midnight, take a position. 5 contracts, 5 points would be enough. Okay, so I am in. We do have price at my break even. So my break even is if we hit a 0.9, sorry, I make my position risk free. It just annoys me. If I got a loss after coming so close, I get irritated. So another break even here. See if we can get anything else. So +0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades. Let's try and get to 10. Okay, so the bias was correct. My final TP would have been around here. So we would have made a 0.5 and then break even. Okay. We'll wait for this 4 o'clock volatility, which is now. Yeah, kicking in. So we do see that price is starting to see some bearish order flow, rejecting these gaps, sweeping these highs and displacing lower. I wouldn't be opposed to taking a sell. Still not opposed. And now it's just a bit choppy for me. This is okay. If this was an AMD, I would be taking this as a buy, but consolidation. We'll come back the next session. Let's go to the next session. Okay. Let's mark out the 8:30. You know, I'm going to keep doing these back testing. Sometimes you're going to see out of 10 trades, I lose 6, right? And sometimes it's performing terribly. So midnight, 8:30. So I'm interested in selling, but does that align here? So we swept the high. We haven't swept the low, but we have dipped into that bullish gap. So we're just paying attention to all these little details now. So most recently we swept the high. So I'm interested in selling. Okay. You want to take this? No. Maybe it was a good idea, but we've got to remain disciplined. Okay. Seeing pretty strong bullish order flow. Price just keeps displacing through bearish gaps, respecting bullish gaps. That's why my thesis was to enter this mitigation, pushing higher, but we didn't get that retest. Okay. So we've displaced a very obvious bearish gap here, bullish gap. Not something I can take though. I'm in. So I'm taking this, anticipating that we're going to go back and take this high. Okay. So this is our first loss. We are in a bearish gap. The reason being, bullish order flow has been bullish. We've just swept a protected low. There's a low inside a fair value gap. Quite an A+ entry model, this sweep anyway. We started to see some form of a rally higher, and then price just got pushed down from this down close candle. So I'm not angry at that. Good loss. -1. Let's see if we get any other opportunities here. I need this to break. This range needs to break. Yeah, I knew it was that low. Nothing left for us today. Let's go to the final PM session. Do we have anything worth taking? Instantly, we see we do have a larger AMD here. Okay. Bullish order flow. We are reacting off this down close candle. Could make sense, but I'm really liking the PM. Let's go to the next day now. How long have we been recording? 31 minutes. Okay, so midnight is pretty much being rejected as we speak. This is London session, so we mark out the low and high, or we do that anyway. So we sweat the high, and we've sweat the low. So we need to see what have we swept most recently. We are also in this bearish inversion fair value gap. So it's an old bullish gap. It's been inversed, so we can sell. Very choppy. Using midnight as the support here, pushing price higher. So as I see some bullish order flow. Is this risky? It is, but we're taking it. So we take a loss here. I should really have moved the stop loss beneath that level, but maybe this is a bad trade, actually. So we lose 1R. Reason being, just seeing bullish order flow. We see the price had left a volume imbalance from a gap. It's just too choppy looking back at it. I'm actually broke. It's valid. It is valid. I'm not mad at that. So a 2.5R for June so far. Let's go to the next macro. So -1, 2.55R. Okay. Straight away, the volume is looking incredible. This is what we want to be trading. Okay, it opened here. So we do the 830. We're beneath 830. Do we want to take any continuations? Not from what I can see right here. Okay. Try this. I really should have entered off this breaker, but I was going to try and get a BPR here. See how we displaced? Should really take that with that strong momentum. It's fine. Okay. So new 4-hour candle has closed. We have not taken the high or the low. So currently we're back above the inversion. It's looking very choppy. So I'm going to go to the next session. Just because the bias to me was not 100% certain. Okay, I'm really going to need some form of SMT here, which we do. Got bearish SMT. So yeah, we can look to sell. I just missed that. Am I chasing it? Maybe a little bit, but we have displaced through this low. Should really come back to at least that level. Okay. Just about survived here. And we might be break even in a sec. I haven't touched this low. So yeah, we're holding. Okay. So 1-to-1, we secured a 0.5. Final TP for me is this area. Okay. So we score another 1.5 here. The best entry off this final bullish inversion here. Theoretically, well, in hindsight, looking back, we should have waited for a pullback as the stop loss. A little bit big, but yeah, maybe we should have got this candle or one of these, but that's fine. We still end up winning. Not the best win, but we're at 4.5 R again. So let's go to London. That's today done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trades. Let's find 2 more. Okay. Let's delete everything. Mark out the midnight. Just here. See how beautifully it gets rejected all the time. So midnight is above. We do favor being bullish here. Wow. Okay. So we sweat the low. Bearish gap has been rejected. Also sweat the high in the gap. So we actually prefer selling. Let's be patient. We're starting to see somewhat bullish order flow. We want to really respect gaps for me to go bullish. Okay. Can't take that. So we are right at this low here. Do I like this? That's what I'm thinking now. 1050. I don't know. It looks a bit something I don't like about this. We're gonna pass. It would have still ended up. Maybe we just got stopped, but okay. I'm gonna give this a opportunity to go bullish. This candle wicks back down. Okay. Reason being, we are coming from sweeping this low. We're testing this gap here, so you have to use the imbalance. 1-to-1 risk-free. Okay. So we secure 0.5 R. We're now hitting midnight, so we can expect some form of selling pressure. Final TP at that level. Okay, not bad. So 1.1. So in terms of R, if we didn't take partials, we're killing it right now. We are killing it. So 1.6 R extra. We're still at 5.65% in 10 days. Some of you might not think that's that good. To me, it's fantastic. Fantastic. So we've got red folder news. I don't really want to see what's happened. I just glanced at fucking ES then. It's a bit cheating. So we'll go to the next one. So I've seen ES now. I want to make sure it's transparent. Because in the live markets, this is the closest we can get to emulating it. Okay. So right now we have taken data lows. We do have data highs above. Also swept the 4-hour high. 4-hour low, sorry. We're delivering very nicely from the bottom part of this fair value gap, indicating bearish strength. In terms of the 8:30 candle, we have the high right around here. It's actually the data release candle. So we prefer being bullish, but sometimes when the market is going all the way to the downside, you can't really fight it. So let's see. I'm not taking this bullish scam. Okay. I think we're going to see some bearish order flow, at least to this low. I was looking for a little inversion, but doesn't look like we're going to get it. And I want to wait for this to close anyway. Yeah. Red folder. Wow. Strong displacements. Okay. Final trades. Just looks very, very bearish to me. Okay. So, because it's continuation to finish our back tests, we see prices delivering from this bearish gap. Boom. Final one, a 1.5 R to finish our back test. So we've done 10 positions here. I hope you guys can actually see my thought process. What is the final result? So we made 7.15 R. So here's the final result. I've calculated it. You can fact check this. 7.15 R because we take partials. So this is what we're left with. If we didn't take partials, it'd be around 10 R. Okay, but we take partials. So this is our final net profit. We had 2 losses, 1 break even, and 7 wins. So that's a 70% win rate. And I do want to preference this. This is not all the time. Sometimes it'll be slightly higher. Sometimes it will be terrible. So get your expectations correct. This is going to be for long-term sustainability, guys, okay? So this was pretty good in terms of performance. I'll be back again with a brand new video. Thank you guys for watching.